I'ma walk on the beat. I eat my plate and it make me obese. I've been pushing lyrics like a kingpin. And when today we got them.
Olaf.
I'm loving your pink. I'm always grateful.
This is a vintage pink Rari hat.
Yeah, I love that
this
color.
Is before I had
Is that flamingo? What is that? Highlighter pink? What is it? I like the because it's very South Beach.
This is Vice Miami pink.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the name, the color, but you know.
I love it.
That's that's what I got.
Vice.
The Art Deco vibe with it. Very nice. I like it.
I love red and black. I love pink and black. I love the.
Before Ferrari sent me a letter because I used their font and I was making money off their font. I didn't know that you had to create your own font when you were doing logos.
Right.
My wife is doing a study on social media and influence, and obviously, you know, I get involved, and we were researching the Make America Great Again campaign, and the hats, the MAGA hats, were making, you know, upwards of $80,000 a day.
Yeah.
But the design was like a basic font, a Times New Roman or something. Like the more you got into it,
Times New Roman. Now I think about it.
Yeah, the when you got into it, the more you got into it, it was like, oh my God, it was a nightmare. But you know, all of those things to say, prime example of what you just said, that Make America Great Again. Who used it first? Reagan used it. Then Clinton mentioned it, and then in 2012. Trump mentions it in a news clipping when asked about somebody else. And then one of his lawyers goes and files the trademark in 2012. Then it gets approved in 2015. Shortly after it gets approved in 2015, he announces he's running for president. Then once he announces he's running for president, he changes the name of his book, throws Make America Great in there again, then drops the hat with the merchandising, then drops the website with the hat. And then one of the things that, you know, he was talking about with the guys from, I want to say Amazon or something, is he's like, man, for every 8 out of every 10 hats that I'm signing are knockoffs. How do we change that? So this is his mindset. Was always about, you know, the
President
cash.
talking about merch.
About the money, man. It's about the money, man.
Yeah.
Have you gone to the website? I challenge you to go to the website. They got somebody hugging a pumpkin right now. They got somebody hugging a pumpkin with the T-shirt with the name across the front. $60, 60 shams right now. You can buy 2 packs of peaches with slices for $13.
Can I say,
in America.
Wendy and Kingpin, isn't it always about the money in whatever we talking about?
Yeah, it's what it all boils down to. You're either going to invest the money for somebody else to make the money, or you're going to invest the money for you to make the money. Either one. But somebody gonna make the money.
For me, it's not all about the money though. Like I just want to clean this up.
What we talk about mainly.
The money is involved because money is fluid and money is power and money is freedom. Money is what gets us to where we want to be.
I'm not money motivated.
There we go.
Money's not the motivation.
It's not the love of money.
You don't have enough money.
Correct.
Is it a focal point is it at the center, or where does money fall involved?
For me, money is a vehicle. It's not the end destination. Money is what buys the freedom and what gives people freedom for their children and their children's children. Money is a tool.
Money is a tool, vehicle. I
Right.
like that.
Yeah, it's not the end all be it. And by the way, it's abundant and it's fluid. So it comes and goes. So if you're hitting a patch where the money's not there, that's normal. It's very cyclical. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's that you need to figure out how to plug those down periods. So if you've got like 5, 6, 7 streams of income, you won't have those deep valleys. Stuff will still ebb and flow, but it won't screw you up if it, I didn't swear.
Right.
It won't screw you up if.
Good job.
Thank you. If it takes a downturn, because you'll have other streams to fill that void.
I mean, if it gives you any consolation or it makes you feel any better, then major companies call it downsizing when they're going through a rough financial patch, or they're going to change your schedule. Hey man, we're only giving everybody 30 hours this week instead of 40. We're in a time of the year, we're in a patch, our collections haven't met up. we're not meeting goals, we're not meeting quotas, whatever it is, and it happens. It happens in all sectors.
Restaurants do it by making the portions smaller.
Yes.
They don't usually raise prices because they don't want to scare away the clientele.
Unless you're a Jamaican restaurant, then you're going to raise the price on oxtail by charging more for peas and carrots. I love my Jamaican brothers and sisters, man. I'm cool running DJs, brother. I love all, but the Jamaican restaurant is the only place in the world you're gonna walk in. There's gonna be a sign that's gonna say, "Due to the rising price of oxtail, peas, carrots, and potatoes are extra." So yeah, but I feel what you're saying.
And they will charge you extra for the oxtail sauce.
Yeah, extra gravy is extra.
Let's not talk about oxtails.
Yeah, I'm hungry now. Yeah, I would love some oxtail. But definitely what you're saying, they changed. I think we talked about it on one of the episodes, the Gatorade bottle, where new bottle, same taste, same price, 4 ounces less.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a slip. You are never going to tell by looking at it. It's a slight difference in the shape of the bottle.
Yes.
The height of the bottle.
Yes.
And
Are
so,
these tricks or are these, what are these?
I don't think they're tricks. I think
it's psychology. I think it's consumer psychology. It's
not really
behavior.
noticeable.
Correct. I don't think they're trying to trick anybody because it's got the ounces written right on the front.
No one's reading
in pretty
it.
big type.
No one's really saying.
I think it's perception. Like perception is reality.
tricking the customer is buying this soda and you'll never have to buy another soda again. The best soda you've ever tasted in your life, get money back guarantee after you finish the whole. That would be deceiving or tricking somebody. They buy a bottle of soda and it's a bottle of water, or they buy a bottle of Gatorade and it's orange juice.
Yeah.
There's a mystery thing
I think
on
it's
here.
buyer behavior, and there's
there's
college courses devoted to that.
Money ultimately. If you don't know what it is that you want to do, you'll never have enough money. So money cannot be the root, the core. All money can only be allocated, arrived, begged, asked for, whatever, after you know how much of it you need. And in order to do that, you need to have a game plan. You can't go and say, I want to build a house. It's going to cost me $100,000. Where's the plans for the house? Well, I just know it's going to cost me $100,000. How? How many floors is the house going to have? What type of materials are we going to use?
Where's the plan? Are
you going to be in a low-lying ground where there's going to be flood territory? So are you going to have to use stilts? Are you going to have to use different engineering? You want to put a pool, Rari? I know you got kids. You want to put a in-the-ground pool, above-the-ground pool. You want to have rocks for when you want to dive out there. What about the barbecue pit? You're going to want to entertain. And what about your cars? You got 2 cars. One of them is brand new. I know you don't want that joker out there in the sun. You're still making payments on it. You don't want to put it in the garage. What we're going to do... All of these things factor in. So having $100,000 for a house isn't enough. But without $100,000, it's implied. Without money, you can't do a lot of the things you want to do. Shouldn't nobody have to explain that to you?
I also think if you're going to spend money, if you're going to invest into your project, you need to do some research and have some knowledge of not only what you're doing, but if your music is hitting or not. Like one of the things that we do in our company is we test music. We put it out there. We run ads on it. Everything goes out for 2 weeks. We spend $100 on each song at the same time. It looks like it's the same video for each song. But when we get the results back, we see how long fans stayed on each individual song.
Right.
So I look, okay, who stayed 50% of the time? Who stayed 75%? Who stayed 100%?
Right.
Because if you stayed 100% on a song that has a boring ass video, that means you like the song.
Right.
And for some reason, we can take that data and utilize that and learn from that. And then we've got a release schedule of songs that we know that the fans are vibing with.
So much so that Luminate and Variety sent out an email blast where the film industry is being suggested to learn from the music metadata gathering and processing theory, if you will,
right,
to implement it in some of their TV shows and in some of their new movies and some of the stuff there. And shout out to the writers getting back to work. Now I can finally get back to late night TV, man. I can finally get to some Colbert. I can get to some John Oliver. Some of the stuff I like to do late night, man. I throw on some of the ignorance and just, chuckle away. But yeah, so all of those things are happening, man. So shout out to the writers who got their money back.
So for artists and producers, how important is money to the craft?
Without no money, you can't live. That's why you have to learn. You have to bring value to the table, man. If you're a producer, that means that you're making something out of nothing. That means you're going to the studio and you're using your hands and your mind and you're creating. Wouldn't you want to know how that makes money?
Yeah.
I think you also
If you
need.
broke, it's a choice, man. You choose to be broke, my boy, my girl. You don't know how to sell it. You don't know what you want to do. You know how to finesse people out of money. And there's a time when you done finessed your last bag, when nobody wants to come record at your crazy studio because you always losing the sessions. You never bounce nobody's music down. You don't ever have the microphone that's never working. It's never heated up. I don't know what that means. I guess the mic got to be hot. You got to go in there and turn it on for a little bit, right? There's always a hum in the background. There's always something
Feedback,
wrong
all that, yeah.
at the chair. You got 3 chairs in your studio and all of them got one wheel missing. Like, what did y'all do? Did y'all just come in and take one chair out of everything in the studio? One wheel out of every chair in the studio? I want you to think about that. As an artist, how are you broke? You not hustling? If you just want to play music and make money, then we've already said it. Carry your ass on down to the Martyr Station, pull out a box, grab you a microphone, and freestyle, bro. Find out when the people get out of work, when the people get out of school, and go stand out there in front of where they do it and go do your thug dizzle for the love of the game, baby. At some point in time, you're not going to be able to count up rent out that box. You're going to need to solidify some type of career for yourself, bro.
I think at the very least as well, artists need money so they can put it back into themselves, reinvest into themselves so that they can build a career. Because there's so much music out here now. How are you going to stand out? If everybody is at this level, you need to rise up. You need to be above everybody else. And the only way to get above everybody else is to market and promote. And the only way to market and promote is to put money into yourself so that you can spread awareness of yourself.
The cheat code is not the easy way. The cheat code is the no finesse way. The cheat code is that you get to save all of your intellectual property, you get to save all of the extra money, and you get to save all of your sanity. And you don't have to go hurt nobody for taking your money and taking your property and claiming it as their own. That's the cheat code, man. If you thought the cheat code was gonna tell you how to get rich without doing all of the work, no. The cheat code is don't pay the snakes. Don't pay the hoodlums. Be protected. Have all of your information on the front end. Have all of the stuff that you need. And if you don't know what you need, start writing it down.
What about a difference between being cheap and being on a budget? Is there a difference?
Yes. I've had clients
With
where
said artists.
I've had clients where something costs $5,000 and they only want to pay $3,000. So they'll sort of beat the person down that has the service, or they'll try to undercut, meaning the bill comes to $5,000 and they can only come up with $4,071. And that doesn't work because you get what you pay for. And after a while, people in the industry get tired of being shortchanged because there's so many people out here that will do it properly and do it right. So if you're asking somebody to cut their price, just understand that they're cutting their service as well. I'd rather pay people what they charge and then hold them to it.
Yeah.
If somebody charges $5,000 for a service, I'm happy to pay them $5,000, but they're going to give me $5,000 worth of service because that's what they charge.
Budget also implies goal.
Yep.
Being cheap means I don't want to spend no money.
Correct.
Being on a budget means I have a dollar amount and this is what it's for.
And this is where it's allocated.
And this is where it's going, and this is what I have to do with this money.
And you need a budget.
And
you can't do this without a
put
budget.
that together, if you haven't factored in what those things are, then with this next campaign, I suggest you keep tabs of everything that you budgeted for these records.
Yes.
If it's 5 records, a promo tour, 10 records, club run, media run, phone conferences, music whatever it is.
Yep.
It costs you money, whether to record the project. Man, I didn't pay nobody. You would lie. You took a shower. You got in the Uber. You went to go see the man at the store. You got your 2-pack of Swishes. Every time you went to the studio, you got your 3.5. Right now, you at $40 every time you go to record music.
Yep.
That's your budget. So now when it comes time for you to record your next 10 songs and it takes you 30 days, well, I know I got to have at least 40 times 30. Yep. I got to be able to get your gas and your backwoods or your swishes. That's what you, in your mind, that's what you needed to record. Okay, cool. What you need. You needed an Uber ride to the studio, $20. Okay, now you need 60. Did you want to eat when you got to the studio after you smoked? Yeah, now you need 80. Did you bring anybody with you? Did you ever have to, yeah, now you need an extra 20. Now you need 100 every time you go to the studio. What about putting it out? Don't we want to sell merchandise? It's $105 a month on Shopify. $30 a month on Printful, and we have to have the credit card with at least $100 to $200 available so that when people come from the street and they go on our website and they buy $5, $20 shirts, the company can charge us the $100 and some odd dollars and then print it off, and then once it's all shipped and everybody gets their little portion, then our money comes back, but that money still got to be available there. What about the cost of doing business there, Rory? What about paying $14.99 to have my Meta verified so that I can take advantage of the business protocol so I can get gifts? What about paying $3.99 for YouTube Premium, Rory, so I can see what YouTube looks like without advertisements? So I can see what information is available to the people who pay to not want to see information. What if I wanted to do that?
Sounds too much like Rory.
And I think that you're doing the right thing here. I know you're making a point, but you're listing everything that needs to be done. And that is the best way for artists to succeed, is to make a list of everything they want to do, price it out, figure out what that cost is for everything, add it up, and then that's what you need. And if you don't have that amount of money, you have two choices. You can either go get the money, or you can start crossing stuff out that you don't necessarily need. But that's really the only way to do it.
See, are there any programs for free sign up for Tidal? I can get 90 days for Tidal for free. College students get it. I'm in college. I go, hold on, you mean I can get Tidal for half off? Spotify, college, I'm in college. Bro, there's all of these programs. Brothers and sisters, boys and girls, you guys have to be as hungry to learn the business
and proactive
as you are as hungry
proactive
to win from the business.
And proactive.
Cheat code.
Get 2 cups.
Yeah, bitch.
Like my hat?
You can't help yourself.